Hey guys, I'm back. We've had some really windy weather the past couple weeks, and I haven't been able to film anything. And last time I tried filming, I broke my other camera. So I finally got a new camera, and I got a request on my YouTube. One of my friends wants to learn how to smoke meat. And as you can tell, we've got quite a smoky atmosphere going on right now. And we're going to go ahead and dive right in. First step of anything is your wood. You make sure you have good wood. You do not use pine. You do not use cedar. Do not use cottonwood. Do not use mulberry. Use things like ash, plum, cherry, oak, hickory, that type of stuff. Hardwood and fruit wood. The second step is getting a fire going. Now you can use any type of method that you want. There are several different types of grills, and I use just a simple grill setup. And here we go. I'll show you the grills. Cut there. Edit. To right here. Alright, this is just a normal Kingsford charcoal grill. However, I do it a little bit differently. I don't go and get the big expensive smokers. I just deal with this. And put your fire on one side, and your meat goes on the other side. Now to make sure you got a good fire going for a while so you have some heat built up before you bring the meat out. You also sometimes want to make sure you have a hot place to transfer your meat just in case. I have a smaller Kingsford smoker grill cooking back here. Now this is for when I want to transfer my meat and do some work with the grill. This is not always necessary, but when you're not cooking with a smoker box on the side of your grill, sometimes it's necessary to have another place to put your meat. On to step 3, meat preparation. Okay, meat preparation. Personally, I grow my own parsley, onion, and rosemary. So the best thing to do is have fresh herbs. Fresh herbs to cook with. Okay, so we have rosemary, onion chive, parsley, garlic, salt and pepper. I prefer sea salt, and I prefer to grind the pepper. And some olive oil. We're going to do a moist one this time, and we're going to do a pork loin. 2 pounds, good enough for right now. Anyways, make sure you have everything prepped. You have a cutting board for red meat and your pan for afterwards, and then you go to preparation. Okay, preparation of the meat. Once you have your meat trimmed how you like it, take a knife and you make several lance marks in the meat. And you stuff garlic into every single one of those lance holes that you've made in your meat. At this time, you take your meat from your cooking tray, from your preparing tray, and put it to your cooking tray. Bring all your meat. Sometimes you want to go ahead and leave them touching. If you got big meat, that's alright, because we're going to be cooking for a long time with indirect heat. Now, at this time, you take your parsley, drizzle it over how you feel best, and your rosemary, and your chives, and you salt and pepper to your liking. But I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what it looks like at that point. Okay, once you have it salted and peppered to your liking, I recommend taking extra virgin olive oil the good stuff, and lightly drizzle all the meat. You don't want to use too much, this stuff is expensive. Just enough to touch all the meat, like so. Just like so. And at this point, we're ready to go into the fire. Okay, we have the meat outside now. We want to check our fire and make sure. Want to make sure you keep it at 300 or above, or else you're going to be here all day. Okay? Now, you don't want fire, you just want smoke. Okay? So, I recommend having a pair of tongs for your firebox, so you can mess with your fire. And again, keep your fire to one side. This is your cooking side, this is your fire side. You burn food on that side, okay? And usually you try to keep your fire down, because again, we're smoking, not cooking. So, get your fire, and you snuff it out. Close your vents as much as you can, and then you give it a few minutes. At this time, a good indication that your grill is ready is that it's just spitting out a ton of white smoke. Remember, white smoke is good, black smoke is bad. White smoke comes from the list of good woods that I gave you earlier. Black smoke comes from pine or any of that family of bush, okay? White smoke is good, black smoke is bad. So, you open it up, and there's no fire. That's how you want your cooking to go. You want no fire at all. So, at this point, using a pan that is not your mother's good baking pan, a pan that you can get a little messy, go ahead and put it in before your fire gets up. Now, at this point, make sure you know your temperature and your time, because now we wait. It goes in at 12:30. We should look at least 4 hours of cooking for the small meat, because again, we are doing indirect cooking. This takes time. You cannot rush it. You cannot let your temperature get too bad. All you want to see is smoke, because you're cooking with the smoke, not the fire. And always keep one of these handy, because once your meat is ready, okay, it's 1 hour later. Let's have a look at our meat. We are still at 250, so we're going to have to bring our temperature up a little bit. Smoke's down a little bit. Let's have a look. Okay. We're starting to get a good skin on the meat, but we're not ready yet. I guarantee that meat's not ready. We're only 1 hour in, so we're not even going to test it right now. Make sure you got good burnable wood that's ready to ignite, and then you just cut off the majority of the air supply. And it will start smoking. Let's go. Still got our spare smoker ready, just in case we need to do something. Always got to keep your backup hot plate ready. Okay, now we're getting there. Back up to 300. We're putting out good smoke, and we're good. We'll come back in another hour. Okay, here we go. 2 hours in. It's 2:30 now. We're still sitting. I wish that would focus. Focus, focus, focus. Sitting around 250, 300, right in between. We still got good smoke coming. Let's see what our firebox looks like as soon as smoke clears out. We still got, looks like we still got decent wood in there. Okay. Now, the flame's kicking up. Now we open the top. Now let's check on our meat. Looking good. Looking good. Now I came out here and turned this once already. So we're going to check far side of the meat. Okay? Now we're looking for at least 170 degrees. And as you can see, 2 hours in, we're not too close to that. We'll check the center temperature. We're not even close to 130, so we got another couple of hours to go. The flames back up. Get some heat in here. Watch your heat. Open your box. Let your fire go until you're in your range. Now you're at 300. Close your firebox and let it do its thing. See you in an hour. Okay, here we go. It is now 3:30. Temperature is still at around 300 degrees. Still got good smoke coming out. Firebox looks almost empty. Let's check on our meat. It's looking good. Now if you check the larger pieces, they're probably going to be more likely the correct temperature. Your smaller ones will get to temperature quicker. But once your bigger ones are up to at least 160, maybe 170, then you're ready. But we're not ready. We're only at 150. So we got maybe 2 more hours to go. Firebox is low. Go ahead and add some more wood. Doesn't matter because you can always snuff the fire out afterwards. Doesn't matter how much wood you have in there. Just do it. Okay, it is now 4:30. Still got good white smoke and our temperature is staying about 300. Let's see what our meat looks like. Let smoke clear. There we go. That's looking close to done now, isn't it? Alright. Meat thermometer. Like I said, in the bigger one. And look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Okay, we're looking like we're going to be at 160. Let's check the smaller one. Bet you he's going to go up from there. Okay, the smaller one is done. This one's done. The two in the middle are not done. Got a fire going again. Let's snuff it out. You gotta be careful not to get too big of a fire going, because if you get too big of a fire going, you burn the meat. We don't want burnt meat. Let's let that fire get down and I'll continue. Okay, got the meat separated. I'm going to try to give it that separation so it gets smoke around on all edges. Now once again our fire is getting too big. With our pliers and turn your pan, because you've been cooking on one side for a while. Now it's time to turn it around.
We maybe have 1 more hour of cooking left, so let's go ahead and snuff that fire. Let's watch our temperature here. You gotta be careful. Get too hot again, you will scorch the meat, and you don't want to do that. Temperature is climbing, just about right. And let's do a little bit of Indian smoke signals here. Get that temperature down. It's climbing too fast. There we go, let's drop it. Okay, it is now 5:30. Don't actually have any smoke coming out, but we still have our heat. So let's see. There we go. Now we're looking like what we're supposed to look like. In-betweens are all nice. And let's see what this reads. Now my temperature gauge is a little wonky here, so we just wait a minute. And I'd say the dinner is almost ready. Okay, now yes, we have the meat at the correct serving temperatures. But you have to make sure with pork that if you don't know how to test pork, you need a meat thermometer like this. Let me tell you one secret. Watch this. 1/1000, 2/1000. Okay? It started burning my finger at about 1.5 seconds. That's how you judge pork is done by hand from a surface touch. Now, also, just because it's done doesn't mean it's time to be ready. It just means you stop adding wood, you stop adding fire. You keep it in the heat, you go and prepare your sides, your potato salad, everything. And then I'll meet you back here in a little bit. Okay guys, it is now 6 o'clock. Our temperature is still at about 300. We verified earlier that our meat was done and healthy to serve. So at this point, with your pair of tongs that is not for the firebox, again remember, do not cross these around. Let's get one of these. And we know they're done. So let's just set them straight up in the pan. Exactly how they are. This works the same with any meat. We'll be filming some of those later. Get all them in the same bowl. And do not throw away all this grease and oil. Okay? Put it in the bowl with the meat. Now once you've done this, you got to remember, do not cut into the meat right away. Leave that meat now sit at least for half an hour. 20 minutes will be okay, but you want half an hour. Now at this point, it's all you. Any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, do not eat meat that is not properly cooked. If you do not have a proper thermometer, learn how to do it properly. And thank you for watching.